Hello everyone and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So in today's video we're going to be doing our first full flight in the new ATR. So we're here spawned up at Princess Juliana International Airport in St. Martin, Silver Airways livery, and we're going to head over to Tortola. This is the new ATR-42. Check out my last video where I checked it out in more detail and see what changed. But let's jump in and let's go flying. All right, here we are inside of our aircraft. We already got the flight plan loaded up in the flight box there. We still can't import the flight plan from SimBrief for some reason. I have my pilot ID in the login screen. That's still not working for me. Maybe there is a fix for that. All right, we have our gust lock here set, parking brakes all set. That's all good. All right, so jump up to the overhead here. We have both fuel pumps on. And we're ready to start the boarding process, I believe. Let's go ahead and get the strobe lights on, logo lights on, and the wing lights on for now. And let's go start the boarding process. All right, so here's the new GSX menu. Let's go ahead and request boarding. I haven't taken a flight with GSX in a while. So let's go ahead and request boarding. Gen Air is fine. Also using Beyond ATC in today's flight. So let's go ahead and start tuning the ATIS.
31 degrees, the 0.25 degrees, QNH 1018, landing runway 10, departing runways 1028, transition level 065, advise on initial contact. You have information, Oscar.
Information Oscar is current.
Princess Juliana Airport
Princess
information
Juliana.
Oscar 1731 Zulu, surface wind 130 degrees 9 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, few clouds 1,800 feet, temperature 31 degrees, the 0.25 degrees, QNH 1018, landing runway 10,
All right,
departing runway
good.
1028.
10 is active. In the meanwhile, let's go ahead and request our IFR clearance to Tortola.
Juliana delivery, November 426 Sierra Bravo, ATR-42 600, with information Oscar, Ramp Charlie 6, request IFR clearance to Terrence B. Letsom.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, Juliana delivery, thanks for information Oscar, clear to Terrence B. Letsom via Bobcat 2 departure, choose transition, runway 10, climb via seat to 4,000 feet, squawk 136
All right, so Bopot 2 departure, juice transition, runway 10, climbing via the SID to 4,000 feet.
Clear to Terrence B. Letsom via Bopot 2 departure, juice transition, runway 10, climb via SID to 4,000 feet, squawk 1363, November 426 Sierra Bravo.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, with that correct. Contact tower 118.7 when ready for start or taxi.
All right, contact tower when ready for start and taxi.
November 426 Sierra Bravo.
All right, let's go ahead and set our squawk code. We're squawking 1363. Should be able to come down here and set that. If we go, I believe, to the surveillance page. There it is.
Angle X-ray Alpha Juliana Tower, wind 130 degrees, 9 knots, runway 10, cleared to land.
Runway 10 cleared to land, Angle X-ray Alpha.
All right, we got that set. Pretty good. Oh, they already boarded. Wow. That was pretty quick. We kind of missed the boarding there. The little van came, brought the passengers, and they closed the door already. Is that boarding complete? Jeez. I haven't really used the new version of GSX too much. They've been making updates like crazy recently. Shout out to the team at GSX for continuing to innovate the application. That's pretty cool. But our boarding door back there is closed. Now they're loading up the bags, and pretty soon we'll get on our way here. Short flight to Tortola. Shout out to everybody in Tortola, all my friends, family in Tortola. I love that place. All right, at this point, let's put the nav lights on. Let's get the seatbelt signs on. No device sign on as well. That's all good. Let's go ahead and set a few things down here. So they said we're going up to 4,000 feet via the SID. All right, coordinates complete. Very nice. All right, let's get 4,000 feet dialed in here. There is 4,000 feet set. That's all good. Let's request startup only
November
from GSX.
426 Sierra Bravo at ramp Charlie 6. Request engine start.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, startup approved. Call when ready for taxi.
All right, startup's approved.
Co-engine start approved. November 426 Sierra Bravo.
All right, startup is approved. Let's go to the overhead and get some lights going. All right, let's get our beacon light coming on. We got the taxi and takeoff light. We'll leave the taxi light for now. All right, so beacon lights are on. That's all good. Let's make sure the ground crew clears out. So let's use GSX for that. All right, all the ground crew has gone. Let's go to the overhead. Startup is approved. I think we're going to start up with the prop brake. So let's get the prop brake ready by coming down here and pressing the hydraulic pump button once. As soon as we press it, the ready light is there. So let's get the prop brake on. Let's set the gate back. Let's go start AB. That all looks good. Like that, beacon light is on. Beacon light is on. We're ready to rock and roll here. Let's arm the doors. Make sure all the doors are closed. Nope, all the doors are not closed. Let's go to the EFB. Close the doors. Close the cargo doors. Remove the wheel chocks for now. Back to the overhead. Like I said, that's all ready to go. Get the doors armed. All right, there's control cam. As you can see, I'm using my Moza force feedback yoke, and I have my honeycomb Bravo off to the side here that you can't really see as clearly, but it is over here on the left side. So let's go ahead and start her up. We're gonna start the right side first, and we're gonna come back to the instruments, and we're looking for about 12% on the NH, and now we're gonna bring in prop. Very nice. And if we go outside, left side should be started here. Right side, I'm sorry. Right side should be started here. And if we come back here, we could see the blur coming out of the aircraft. So that all looks good. Let's jump back into the cockpit here. At this point, we could get rid of the external power. So no more external power. That's good. And now if we come over to the EFB over here, we could release the ground power, and the aircraft's all good. Gonna go ahead and get the left started as well. Let's do that. Left side starting up. Again, we're gonna come down here, look for about 12% on the NH. At that point, we're gonna bring in the prop to feather position, and our aircraft should be starting up here. There she goes, and you can see my yoke starting to vibrate and shake as the aircraft comes to life. Looking good. You can see the force feedback on the yoke shaking right there, so that's all good. All right, back into the aircraft we go.
Information Papa now current QNH1016.
Information Papa is now current. Back up to the overhead we go. Let's go ahead and turn off the starter, put it back in a normal position. Let's go ahead and press the hydraulic pump once, and we could release the prop brake. I love the fact that this is working now. All right, prop brake released, and now they should both start spooling up. Look at that. Pretty good. Sounds a little quiet to me, but maybe that's just me. All right, while we're here, we're going to set one notch of flaps for takeoff. So there's the flaps coming down. Very nice. All right, I think at this point we could go ahead and request taxi to the runway.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, ready to taxi to the active.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, taxi to holding point Delta, runway 10 via Delta.
All right,
Taxi to holding point Delta, runway 10, Aya Delta, November 426 Sierra Bravo.
All right, let's rock and roll here. Let's go back to the overhead. Let's get our taxi takeoff lights on. All right, let's rock and roll. Give it some juice. According to the Beyond ATC taxi map, it wants us to go this way. And there we see some Win Air aircraft parked up. We got a few Twin Otters, as well as the Win Air ATR as well. All right. Continuing to taxi here. Let's rock and roll. Just got to watch the speed there with the taxi. As much as I tried to calibrate the throttles, it's still not perfect, so that's all right. But yeah, it had us taxiing to holding point, I believe, Delta. Let me double check that. Which is just straight up here, so just watch the speed on the taxi, watch the speed. But this is where it has us taxiing. My throttles are so sensitive right now. Need to get a proper calibration for the Bravo. With the new ATR, all right, we're going right here. Yeah, there is holding point Delta right ahead of us. So very interesting place they're sending us here. As we see those Win Air aircraft now to our right. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and hold short here and see what instructions they give us now.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, holding short, runway 10.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, Juliana Tower, wind 120 degrees, 9 knots, runway 10, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff.
Runway
Okay,
10,
you didn't give us backtrack instructions or anything?
November 426 Sierra Bravo.
That's terrible. Whatever, we're gonna go ahead and backtrack. All right, let's get these landing lights on as we approach the runway. And we're gonna go ahead and backtrack on the runway. We do have takeoff clearance, so that's good. Landing lights are now on. Make sure nobody is on the runway or approaching the runway. All right, let's backtrack here really quickly. We already have takeoff flaps set. That's all good. There is Princess Juliana in all her glory. Beautiful, beautiful day to go flying. Look at all the hotels there by the water. Yeah, my controls are all over the place with the throttle. Don't like that one bit. All right, let's go flying here in our ATR. Let's maintain that center line. All right, V1, let's go ahead and rotate. right, positive rate. Gear can come up. Let's go ahead and start making that right turn.
November 4260 Bravo, contact Juliana departure 128.95.
Alright, contact and departure.
Contact Juliana, departure 128.95, November 426 Sierra Bravo. Juliana departure, November 426 Sierra Bravo. Good afternoon, passing 2,200 feet, climbing to 4,000 feet.
Go ahead and retract the flaps.
Sierra Bravo, Juliana departure identified, climb flight level 100.
Climb flight level 100.
Flight level 100. No.
Flying very erratically right now. Let's go ahead and get the head and bug synced up here as we continue to climb. Alright, there we go. I had some issues with my cameras and views there for a second, but now I believe we're back on track. Let's get the head and bug sync up here, and let's go ahead and get the autopilot turned on. There's the head and bug.
Windward 806.
Let's arm vertical speed mode.
Vectoring for RNAV approach runway 10, Windward 806.
Autopilot can come on here. And let's arm nav mode as well.
United 1629, contact Juliana Tower 118.7.
Over to Tower 118.7. United 1629, good day.
Alright, autopilot's on. Should be climbing up to 10,000 feet. So let's get that set here. Thought I had it set already. Let's get vertical speed mode on. And let's go ahead and climb up.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, contact San Juan Oceanic Control 128.65.
Alright, contact San Juan Oceanic.
Oceanic Control 128.65, November 426 Sierra Bravo. Have a good afternoon. San Juan Oceanic Control, November 426 Sierra Bravo. Passing flight level 083, climbing to flight level 100 direct BAPA.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, San Juan Oceanic Control, identified, climb flight level 120.
Alright, we're climbing to 120.
Climb flight level 120, November 426 Sierra Bravo.
Alright, we got the power and climb power.
123.7, good day. Center on 123.7, Seaboss Mike Golf. Have a good afternoon.
Going to 120. And there goes our turn at Beauport. Alright, there's 10,000 feet. Back to the overhead.
Turn right.
Landing lights off.
Actors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 165, American 2440.
For some reason there, I was struggling in takeoff to see over the front of the aircraft, so I lost my sense of direction and angle there for a minute. Should have used my instruments, but that's what we ended up doing. But now we're good here, above 10,000 feet. Landing lights are off, and we're cruising, about to be cruising to Tortola. Still climbing slightly. Once we finish that, I will go ahead and put the aircraft into cruise power here, over here on the power management. Currently it's on climb. I'll get it set to cruise in just a little bit once we get to 12,000 feet as we head over to Tortola. Go ahead and put it in cruise power now. Just about 12,000 feet. That's all good. But all is looking good here. Next up we have Juice. And after Juice we gotta descend to about 2,500 feet or above for SILDI, and that's on the approach into Tortola. So there is St. Martin behind us. And a quick 30-minute hop over straight to Tortola. I will say the new ATR feels good. The textures seem to be updated here, especially in the overhead. You could tell that they reworked the textures and a bunch of stuff. Stuff just looks a lot cleaner. The one downside to this aircraft is you struggle to see your instruments here. Like, you could hardly make out some of those details unless you get this close. These screens just need to be a little bit bigger. Like, from this distance over here, I could hardly read those numbers. Very, very, very tough, but we make it work.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, turn left, heading 255, increase speed 180 knots.
All right.
Heading 255.
Turning left,
speed
255.
knots,
They're gonna vector us in.
Sierra Bravo.
Let's level off right here. Keeping 180 knots or above. All right, not time for panic stations here. Doing all right.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, turn left, heading 240.
Turn left, heading 240.
Turn left, heading 240. November 426 Sierra Bravo.
Island way 511, turn left, heading 060.
Turn left, heading 060, Island way 511.
All right, he's vectoring us in for a runway 07 visual approach. Currently at about 5,500 feet here. Could go ahead and continue to descend.
Flight level 280.
All right.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, turn right, heading 300. Expect further clearance in about 2 more miles.
Making a right turn here to 300.
Turn right, heading 300. November 426 Sierra Bravo.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, descend to 3,000 feet, QNH1016.
All right, descending to 3,000 feet.
Descend to 3,000 feet, QNH 1016. November 426 Sierra Bravo.
Let's go ahead and change the power mode back to takeoff power here as we descend into Tortola. Let's get head track in, turn back on. There is the island off to our right. Coming in to land on Beef Island here. We're descending to about 3,000 feet. That all looks good. Got to get our landing lights back on. Forgot to do that after we descended past 10,000 feet. It's my bad there. All right, about to level off. Just about 3,800 feet. There is the island of Tortola to our right. It's all looking good right now. All looking good. Descending very nicely. Very, very nice. Very, very nice coming into Tortola. Beautiful waters over here. The beaches in Tortola are absolutely gorgeous.
Descend to 2,500 feet, QNH 1016.
Descend to 2,500 feet, QNH 1016, Island ways 511.
As soon as I land, we're going to Bruce Bay. That's where I'm going to go to the beach in Bruce Bay. Tortola. Need to visit again. It's long overdue. It's long overdue, Tortola. All right, we're about 3,000 feet here. Leveled off. Bring the throttle back a little bit more, maybe. But we're looking good. Airport is off to our right side there. Looking good, looking good. Look at all the different Virgin Islands out here. All the different Virgin Islands. Shout out to you if you've ever been to Virgin Gorda. Obviously the airport's on Beef Island and Tortola. And there's all these different islands you could go to for the day, go hang out at the beach. The Virgin Islands is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, turn left heading 290.
All right, we're turning left, 290.
Turn left, heading 290, November 426 Sierra Bravo.
Easy enough. It's bringing us in nicely. I will say Beyond ATC is doing a great job right now. 3,000 feet still. 177 knots in the ATR. Doing pretty good. Let's go external view here for a second. I've actually flown Silver Airways into Tortola. That's how long it's been since I've been to Tortola. I last went when Silver Airways was still flying to Tortola. Flew this very aircraft from San Juan into Tortola. Good times, good times.
San Juan Oceanic Control, American 3039, flight level 360.
American 3039, San Juan Oceanic Control identified.
All right, there's the mainland Tortola. Right there, there's the runway over there, I believe. He's gonna bring us all the way out and vector us in. Let's go ahead and set 2,000 feet.
San Juan Oceanic Control, Seabus 2344. Good afternoon. Passing flight level 088, descending to 1,300 feet.
Seabus 2344, San Juan Oceanic Control identified.
All right, looking good. Airport and the runway should be off to our right there. Let's see when he's gonna make us make a turn to come in on the approach, visual approach.
Island ways 511. Airport is at your 12 o'clock, 2 miles. Report the field in sight.
We have the field Island Ways 511.
Island ways 511. Cleared visual approach runway 07.
Cleared visual approach 07, Island Way 511.
Island ways 511. Contacting for Island Tower 118.4.
Contact Tower 118.4, Island Ways 511, take care.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, turn right, heading 005, descend to 1,600 feet.
Turn right, heading 005.
Turn right,
Descend
heading 005.
1,600 feet.
Descend to 1,600 feet, November 426 Sierra Bravo.
Just
November
like that, we're
426
coming
Sierra
in.
Bravo, minimum approach speed.
Minimum approach speed, November 426 Sierra Bravo.
Let's go ahead and
November
start
426
slowing
Sierra
her down
Bravo.
here.
Airport is at your 2 o'clock, 6 miles. Report the field in sight.
We have the field in sight, I believe.
Field in sight, November 426 Sierra Bravo.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, cleared visual approach runway 07.
All right, cleared visual approach.
Cleared
Let's
visual
go ahead
approach
and
07,
turn
November
off the
426 Sierra
autopilot
Bravo.
and come in here.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, contacting Island Tower 118.4.
Contact tower.
118.4,
Slow her
November
down.
426 Sierra Bravo.
Next notch of flaps coming in. Looking good. Announcer on the
Tower,
frequency.
November 426 Sierra Bravo. Visual runway 07.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, Beef Island Tower, wind 120 degrees, 11 knots, runway 07, clear to land.
All right, clear to
Runway
land.
07 cleared to land. November 426 Sierra Bravo.
Let's go ahead and drop our landing gear. That's coming down. Watch the speed there. As we come into land here on Beef Island. This aircraft is dancing all over the place, but let's get it under control. Let's go ahead and set full flaps right now. Oh, what's going on? All right, there's a better view. I'm really struggling with my views on my new Moza Yoke there. Let's go ahead and get you guys control cam back up. See if we could bring this baby in here a little bit high. All right, we should have our landing gear out, full flap set. But let's see if we bring her in here as we come in for a landing in Tortola. Head tracking is on. Let's continue to descend here. This is a short runway, so we gotta nail this as the plane tries to balloon here.
All aircraft be advised information Charlie now current QNH 1016.
Still very high according to the poppies. But let's see if we could nail it here. Oh, very quick coming in here. Very quick. Let's bring her down. Okay. She is on the ground. Let's get some rudder in. Was not by any means a great landing, but we will take it. Exit right at
Exit
Charlie.
right at Charlie. November 426 Sierra Bravo.
Oh. Seems like the game is... The sim is a little janky here of performance, or is it just me? Seems like the performance here is a little bit janky. Don't know what just happened here. Why is the aircraft behaving like this? I don't know. But let's get nice and easy here. All right. Pretty good. Let's get past the whole short point.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, contact ground 121.9.
All right, let's contact ground.
Ground 121.9er. November 426 Sierra Bravo. Bye-bye.
Let's go ahead and retract the flaps.
November 426 Sierra Bravo. Request taxi to company ramp.
November 426 Sierra Bravo, taxi to ramp 5 via Delta.
All right, ramp
Taxi to
5
ramp
via Delta.
November 426 Sierra Bravo.
All right, making a right here, it seems. Ignore those green dots. That's sending me to a different parking spot. But Beyond ATC wants me to park over here, so that's where we're gonna park. Welcome everyone to Tortola, British Virgin Islands here. Let's get our landing lights off. That's all good. But welcome to Tortola. British Virgin Islands, we see an inter-Caribbean aircraft there on the ground. looking good. Let's go ahead and slow down here. Jeez. I really got to get the throttles calibrated again. Not sure what the parking situation here is. There's a marshaller here, but there's a bunch of like, you know, tugs. So I'm not sure how they want to do this. I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. Probably a little bit more. Yeah, because if I go anywhere else, I'm gonna run them over. So I'm gonna stop right here, set the parking brake, set the gust lock. All right, welcome to Tortola, everyone. British Virgin Islands here. As soon as we got here, seems like there was some performance issues in the sim, but it is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please continue to stay tuned as we do more of these Caribbean flights. Remember to like the video, hype the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.